Hey everyone, welcome to Rolling Across the Pond Tea Break. We're doing Jumanji's Tea Break. We've done Jazz Hands, Tavita's playing with the pencil, and that includes also Lee, he's looking at his phone, and Sam's in the ether. Oh, and the person who was doing Jazz Hands was Luke, and I'm here too.
Who else would?
Yeah, that's true. Luke is zany, so he would do Jazz Hands.
I don't see Luke.
I'm the only one that would wave. Yeah.
Yes, Luke is here as well.
Okay.
Luke waves in
Luke.
the audio medium. That's what it is.
Wait. Let me see that mug again, Luke. Was that the Super Carlin brother?
No,
it looks like the Super Carlin Brothers mug because I got I got one that looks just like that, but it's a Ravenclaw mug.
Mm.
That was made by the Super Carlin Brothers from YouTube. Anyway, sorry.
Back at it. I'm Jesse.
Ravenclaws for life, mate.
I'm Jesse.
Ravenclaw.
I'm with Davida, Luke, Lee, and Sam, and we're going to do Tea Break for Jumanji, all 3 episodes, because, we've released all 3, so I thought might as well talk about it all. And there has been a time shift. Why? What? Oh, there you go.
He put on a beanie.
Absolute gang.
He put on Ravenclaw? Are you Ravenclaw?
Luke,
Is that
Luke, are you
Ravenclaw?
Wait a minute. Whoa.
Okay.
That's
Three
a
members
shame.
of 3.
He is Ravenclaw.
Quite you. So you're saying 3 of this cast are Ravenclaw?
Who
Get
else
in.
is Ravenclaw?
Who else? Are you?
Well, come on, guys. Gryffindor.
If that's a bad thing, I have also been attributed to being a Hufflepuff.
Can't remember.
That's worse. I think Sam's Hufflepuff.
I know. Wait.
Either that or
wait, you think
Ravenclaw.
Hufflepuff's
I
an
can't
insult?
remember which.
Guys, who are you people? Why am I with
Do Harry Potter quizzes and you become like that's your house for life. I was like, if I'm Slytherin, I don't mind, but also that means I'm a bad person. So you just don't say where you're from. It's like, oh, what's your house? I didn't do one. You're all right.
there you go. That's right. That's right. I'm Gryffindor, but anyways.
I found if you are Slytherin and you want to hide it, you buy
I feel like I should point out that if Luke says anything to me, I'll need someone to translate it.
Oh, you can't
because
hear him
I
at
do
all.
not hear him or see him.
That's so funny. So if you direct anything to Sam, Luke, it has to be by proxy through one of us.
Can
This is
Luke
gonna
see
go
or
well.
hear me?
I think
I
Luke can
can.
hear you, yeah.
Luke can hear you.
Oh, wow. Fun.
Sam's laptop has selective hearing and it just
Sam's
ignores Canadians.
Sam's
That's what it is.
Internet is not doing well.
Sam's laptop just hates other countries. Like
No, it's not just my
Wait.
laptop.
You can hear Davida,
Sam
right?
hates other countries.
No, that's not what I'm
no,
saying.
it's Sam's laptop. Can you hear Davita, Ben?
Yeah,
Sam?
I can hear Davita.
Yeah, it's a northern
Davita.
problem. It's definitely a northern problem. That's what we're having right now.
I mean, I can even see and hear Jesse.
Yeah.
I'm in the UK. Right. So, Jumanji. We're going to talk I don't know how long this tea break's going to be, but hopefully it's not going to be like longer than an hour and a half. But we're going to try and talk about all the things in and out. And we're going to start with, I guess right at the very beginning when we were kind of getting ready to get into Jumanji. And how that kind of set up. That is like a homebrew creation that I came up with of a way for us to feel like we were part of something, even though, we're here just talking and trying to create like something out of nothing. Like basically this doesn't exist anywhere else. It was just coming out of my head and these guys were doing amazing with their improv and all that. But I wanted them to feel attached somehow. That's why I had them purchase the items. That's how come I had them pick a roll to see who was being in Jumanji and all of that. Just get that idea. So to address something Lee said right at the beginning, maybe not at the beginning, but at some point he says, why do I have to pay for this? You should be paying me. Or I think Sam may have said that or something. But basically it was
Leaf. Leaf said it.
Yeah.
It wasn't Sam. Leaf somehow made it his way in there, and he was like, "You should pay me."
It's what happens when you have things dropped on you.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was for you to feel like there was a cost to it, and you had to budget your money correctly, and then all in all, Luke broke it by saying, "I already brought all this stuff."
You told me the amount that we're paying for it, so
I didn't think you were going to translate
to
it into
Canadian.
He did.
into
He literally
Canadian
translated.
dollars.
It was amazing. It was amazing. He literally went out. Yeah, it was amazing. Like, I
Now
remember
that you
bit.
know that I'm a Ravenclaw, I used my intelligence to change it to Canadian, and then used that budget to buy stuff. That would be perfect.
So
Yeah.
not just that, you bought stuff to represent the stuff you were going to use. So you didn't actually use the stuff you bought them as representations. And it was too far gone for me to be like, this is ridiculous. Why did I let you have all these things?
You can't always just tell me that it's too much, but I bought the things that I thought would A, be useful, and B, would represent the characters that I play, so that it's me. But
yes, but if you bought an umbrella, you can't
be
use an
Genius
umbrella
Kang.
as a shield. I'm sure that would have been
sent it to you.
3 times as much than it actually was on Amazon, for
Luke
example.
Luke went on a bit of a Kingsman watch and wanted to have the umbrella as an actual like multi-purpose weapon. But
So that's just to kind of talk quickly about that. So what did you guys feel about that kind of opening kind of prep? Because I don't think we've done that for any other metagame yet. Or at least it was the first time we did it, because that was the first metagame we did.
I just laughed because I completely forgot about my unique item throughout the whole of the thing.
Yes,
Because you want to
that's
go
true.
for the rule of cool, and I think if I can remember correctly, I wanted an alien's pulse rifle
Yes.
because I was like, that's amazing.
You
No.
went from alien pulse rifle to with the grenade launcher, and I said no
Yeah.
grenade launcher right off the bat.
Then it wouldn't be a pulse rifle. Then that's why I wasn't allowing it.
And then you were like, well, fine, just a generic pulse rifle. And then I was like, and then somebody brought up a sword or something, and then you were like, oh, chain sword, yeah.
Yeah, mate. 40k
And-
enthusiast.
And I
you know
made
what a
it
chainsaw
less
is.
because it wasn't a projectile, and you were like, perfect. I have more.
Well, I think it was because I was on a chainsword kick because the new Space Marine 2 trailer dropped, and I was like, that's why a chainsword is amazing. And then all my mates were like, yeah, it's kind of rubbish in the game though, isn't it? I was like, don't care. Just watch that trailer and you know exactly what a chainsword is nowadays, kids.
Mm.
And like how angelic a Space Marine is to that whole universe. Like, well, yeah, because basically, all of us grunts are basically like Imperial Guardsmen. And then you see this like 9-foot tall, super enhanced human come descend from the heavens, save your butt with a chainsword. Of course, they're angelic in a way.
Fair.
Weird. 40k lord, not going to open up that barrel of fish.
Please don't. We don't have
Sorry.
time for that.
Yeah, no, not at all. So yeah, I can't remember like the discussions. I was also thinking about having a Ghostbusters proton pack, but then I realized that would actually break the laws of gravity and loads of other things. Like it'd just be bad. Like because you kind of wanted to blend like 97 and the new one as well. So it was like a video game. You could have like a
Yeah,
cool weapon or
Exactly.
something. And I was like,
Exactly.
oh man, I can't remember the newer one. I have fond memories of the 90s one, like a ton. But like, yeah, the newer one, I was like, oh yeah, it's a video game kind of based things. Yeah, it was fun. It was really
Yeah.
good. Especially for your first homebrew. It was really good fun.
Well, my second homebrew, but it was like practically a complete, mechanically wise, a homebrew. Because
Yeah.
we stuck to D&D, but we didn't stick to D&D.
Yeah.
Well, I know that when I was picking items and stuff, I definitely had it. It didn't show up in the. It wasn't one of the things we ended up rolling, but one of the items that we ended up that could have been showed up on the Jumanji board was actually something to help, and it was like I can't remember the riddle I wrote, but I wrote something that said basically if you can climb to the top of the tallest tree, you can get an item that will heal and like basically stop an effect. So if there was like skeletons chasing you, basically, you
Right.
could get rid of them using a wish or something like that. And so
Yeah.
I created this like medical health kit that would become available, had it been rolled or whatever, for the Jumanji board or whatever, but you'd have to climb onto the top of the palm tree outside to get to it. So
You
that's
were-
why I was like,
you were
I
in this
need
palm
these
tree.
stakes.
You and
Was I not the
And
tallest
hammer?
tree? I
Sam-
thought I
Sam-
was the tallest tree.
Yeah, Sam became a
Yeah,
tree.
Sam
That's
did.
where I got
Well, he was on
insane.
your house. I mean, come on.
But my palm tree is like twice as tall as my house or
Okay.
3 times as tall. It's huge. This thing is giant. But we never said how big of a tree that Sam was. I just figured he was like a medium-sized tree. We never said how tall he was. But
Just love it. Like we didn't say, Sam, are you a rich oak, or what are you exactly?
No, we did. We did have a back and forth where Sam was like, "I think I'm an oak tree," and I was like, "No, you're an African national tree," something like that. And he was like,
I
"Wait,
didn't hear you say
Racist.
that.
what does that mean?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know trees there. This is what you are, though."
Tree racist right there. I don't know what trees are. You know.
So that's why I was so fixated on the hammer and stakes.
Wow.
And then I wanted that map so bad, but it was like, well, there was no purpose because then we were just at like the house.
And the
whole time.
keys,
But I was
the
like,
keys as well.
And the keys, yeah,
Yeah.
the keys wouldn't have helped for anything, even if I did want or did get them. Did I get them?
I think
can't
you
remember.
did. I think Lee gave you enough to get them.
Oh, that's right.
That was also so funny. Like at one point, Luke was just pulling up books and stuff, and then Sam was throwing out weird things, and Lee was kind of like adding to the fire, and then all of a sudden you just hear, "Why are you guys doing this? Take it seriously!" from Davina. Like she was serious.
I was like, come on, let's refocus. I want to play this game already. Stop trying to come up with like stupid things.
Whoa.
I was just like, "Whoa, okay, somebody's here to play." Okay.
Everything I decided to take was useful.
Yeah, just
Did you use anything
FYI.
you decided to take? Oh, the
Yeah.
grappling.
No, but it was all useful.
Eh.
FYI, listeners, if you're listening, Davita drinks like 5 espressos before coming on a podcast and is super jazzed to like do D&D. He is wired.
No,
Super wired all the
I
time.
don't drink coffee, and caffeine doesn't really affect me anyway. So I'm just jazzed by. I just am an extrovert, so that's all.
She's jazzed by going into deathly situations and trying to escape them.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes, a little bit of adrenaline junkie.
Yeah,
Deathly
100%.
situations is like any situation with people in it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Sure,
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, what did you think, Sam or Luke? Luke? Sam? Which
and
one?
so
Who's
the
talking?
I have no idea if Luke is talking.
He's not
No,
talking.
I purposely I didn't tell him this, but I'm purposely not talking for the sake of like he knows I'm not interrupting him right now. So
Oh,
That's amazing.
Luke said he's not talking because he doesn't want
Okay.
to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Well, I was not talking because I didn't want to interrupt him.
But he
You
can
have
hear
awkward
you.
silences.
Oh, of course he can hear me. Okay, so yeah, what did I think? I thought I wanted to bring a lot more stuff with me. And then you said something about being able to take items that were close to hand. And I realized that I had a load of stuff around me that was potentially quite useful,
Like what?
like snack bags and stuff like that.
Oh, sure.
So I was like, "Ooh, I have this in my cupboard, and I have that." And
That's fair. Yeah, because that was kind of like an in the moment kind of, you know what? Luke has brought all this stuff. I can't just say he can't bring it. So I
you
had to.
can.
No,
You're the
I
boss.
couldn't. I am not a no but person. I'm a yes and person.
It's good to know.
maybe I should have brought Leaf with me as well. Then
Yeah, you should have.
No.
I should have gone with a Mary Poppins bag so then I could carry all Luke's items. That's what I should have done.
See, that is something I want to bring up. That I don't know if I should label it as drunkly or
Yes. Just,
or just-
no, Drunkly is fine. Drunkly is 100% fine.
so drunkly was
Yes.
like, what are you talking about? I will carry everything. Anything anybody wants me to carry, I will carry it. And I'm gonna bring my golf bag and I'm gonna prop it up, and then I say, okay, but I'm gonna make sure you remember every time you move, you have to mention you're doing this. And if you don't, you lose it. And
Yeah.
right away we get in, we think the Jumanji starts, and we go up the stairs, and you did not mention it. And so the entire time I'm waiting for you to mention it to be like, well, no, it's downstairs. But you never did, because I don't think you remembered you said that.
I didn't remember saying that. I also forgot I had an item that I could use at any point. You know, it was great. It was great. Drunkly.
why do you think he
'cause
didn't use the chainsaw?
I
It was
did
in
use
the
the
golf
chainsaw.
bag
It
at the
was
bottom of the
literally-
stairs.
I'm pretty positive I remembered the chainsaw at the last part of the episode because I just didn't know what was going on. And I just stood looking at it for ages because I did not know what was going on. at all. It was like an acid trip.
I was like, Lee, you have a chainsword, right? He was like, oh, right.
The thing is, too, is you were bragging about it. You were like, "Oh, Luke, you should have gotten a chainsaw. It's super useful." And then you didn't use it at all.
I did use it all, yeah. Well, Drunkly is great for podcasting. I say a lot of random. I think I'm pretty positive I fell asleep at one point in the episode.
You definitely.
Yeah, there we go.
I had to edit it out so much because it was kind of a long episode, but it was just like I wanted to keep it in so bad, but there was listeners, there was a section where I was like, okay, Lee, what do you want to do? Lee, I think he's asleep. Lee, hey,
and he
Lee.
had his lights off. I think it was dark.
Yeah,
we couldn't see him.
We couldn't see him. So
See Luke.
oh, you
What?
do great,
I see Luke,
congratulations.
and I hear Luke.
Wait,
I
no,
think.
he's not talking.
Did you stop being racist?
I hear Luke again.
You hear him now.
Oh, and also I've just been told that we're recording, so
Oh, that's good, mate. I absolutely love the fact that Sam's laptop is racist and old. I just,
Yeah, and delayed.
just amazing.
max.
It's incredible. I love it.
So we
here's the
if
thing,
anyone
I
wants
got
to
a
send me a
new-
laptop.
Hey.
I got a
Your
new
laptop.
computer, but I didn't get a webcam, so I'm still using my phone.
Wow,
Like,
Davida.
Yeah, I upgraded and I got a computer, but it's a desktop computer, and I have my monitor is my TV, so I don't have a webcam.
From the setup, like getting all the supplies and everything, and then also, like I say in the episode, listeners, I asked these guys to make different tiles, not Lee, because he's got life, and I mean the other guys do as well. but-
I tried to make film quotes. I'm pretty positive. I put a load of Jaws quotes together, and it was just going to constantly keep someone in sharks for no reason. But I was too busy. I just couldn't. Not bothered, but I was just too busy.
Yeah. So the rest of us made these things, and yes, I did take a lot from other things because I'm not. I also didn't have very much time, but I also had to make like 30 of them. So where I've asked these guys to make 7. I think it was 7 or 8, one of the two. But yeah, they did amazing with their rhymes and what happens. I think if we didn't have, for example, the rain, things would have been completely different. And the way we set it off of like how it changes
Oh yeah,
it rises every turn or something.
that was a good idea, because I didn't think of any of the when I wrote the rhymes, I was like, yeah, this happens, and I didn't think of any of the oh yeah, what's
Mechanics.
the AC, what's
Yeah.
the mechanics of this. No, I was like, Jesse.
Yeah.
And so he's like, how about this? I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that works. It rises every. Okay.
Yeah. It all came together. I think it was a very united front with making these episodes, because without, for example, like you said, like you guys came up with these great rhymes, and then I was like, oh, what about this mechanic and this mechanic? That kind of goes together. And yeah, so I want to say thank you for making those, and Lee, thank you for showing up, and
Yeah, it was great. I still can't remember. Listening back to them, I swear I was on drugs. Literally.
you were drunk.
If you've never
That's the difference.
that I was drunk. Yeah. But the problem was you listen back to these episodes, and it's like you're on an acid trip without being on acid. Literally in the 3rd episode, I think I don't speak hardly because I'm so confused what's happening. I think that's why I kept saying I look at my chainsaw, because I did not know what was going on.
Yeah.
Literally, it was like being in a Fast and the Furious movie and just not knowing what was going on. Honestly.
Yeah, and just to combine the two ideas of like building them and Lee being very confused. When I was doing it, I was writing it out and was like, okay, I need to know everything. One of the things that I had was a stampede, and so like just to be that like equal balance to Davida, I put an AC and like everything to every single animal I put in the stampede. But
That's
the one thing
crazy.
when I was reading it, I was like, yeah, people know what hemophilia is, right? Like that's a normal thing that people know, right? It's not just because I'm a nurse and
No,
would know this,
a lot of people
but-
don't know that.
so I'm sorry, Lee. I'm really sorry. It's just that you have very thin. The condition is a very thin blood, and so it'll just
Yeah.
continuously run out if you get a cut.
I literally laughed because as soon as you said it, in my mind, I was like, I'm becoming a vampire? What's
That's
going
what I
on?
thought.
Am
I
I
thought
just
he was like
like
vampire.
literally?
It's
I
he
thought it was just
eats
like, do I
blood.
have iron deficiency? What's going on? Like, have I just been crippled with a life-changing disease in Jumanji? Like, holy crap! I just wanted to get attacked by mosquitoes. This is fine. But then as soon as you said that, I was like, yeah, my mind just like imploded. I'm pretty positive I imploded on myself and didn't know what was going on.
To top it off and be like you changed the game with that one roll where you got to have the wish, but to get to that wish, I was like, okay, you rolled a 5. It was the start of your turn, and then 20, maybe 30 minutes later, I'm still trying to tell you what's on the board, but everybody else is like, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Then Davina's like, you pull the rope, and then you're like, maybe. And then Sam's like throwing his quips in there. And I'm like, guys, I just need him to read this, and then the game changes completely. Like, that's all I wanted to do.
I'm not gonna lie, it was amazing because like at this point, I had a weird disease. Sam was a tree. Davita was up at like a tree. Yeah, that's what I think what confused me. There was too many tree talk.
Too much
Like,
trees.
I'm pretty positive I was like Merry or Pippin in Lord of the Rings. There was too many Ents on the boards.
DeVito was pulling me off of the tree I was climbing.
Yeah, and then Sam's a tree. I was just like, mate, can we just move away from these wooden things? Like, can we just like try and change something? Like, I just got so confused. I loved it. Like, look at listening back. I was like, and that's when my brain implodes. Like, literally, I was like, where's the nuke button? Like, I wanted an explosion to go there and just be like, yeah, that's when Lee's brain just melt down like Chernobyl. Like, that's what happened.
Yeah, and a lot of like there was 2 major moments. But there was a lot of moments where I took out because it was just nonsense back and forth. But there were 2 of the major moments where it needed to be put in, but it was such a long back and forth that I just put cricket noises. Because I was like, no one's going to care about what we're talking about here. We're just basically arguing anyways. Let's just put this in. And it's like, it's just cricket noise, a little bit more cricket noise, and then finally it happens. And that also happens when Lee rolls the 5 for the wish, and he's like, man, it was 5. And I'm like, I'm stressing out because, not stressing out, I was annoyed because he didn't use roll 20, but I know he can't use roll 20. And it was late, and I was just like, I just want to get this done. And so I'm like, yeah. And then everybody else is like, yeah, you rolled a 5, Jesse. You rolled a 5. And I'm like, yeah, I know. What's the big... And then everybody's saying this is a good thing. Why? I can see. And I think even Sam says, and you can see now. And I was like, but instead of all that back and forth, I just put cricket noises because I was like, this is just pointless of us going.
See, I have to admit, like, it's great. Like, I remember watching Jumanji and it was all animal based. This is that 3rd episode. Jess goes blind. I got hit by some weird blood trees. Sam became a tree. Like, I'm literally like, this isn't the Jumanji I grew up with. What's going on here? Like, I was expecting just running away from like cheetahs or, you know, loads of other craziness. We had like undead corpses or skeletons at one point as well. Which got took away by the ocean, I'm assuming, or the rain. And just...
I had a giant scorpion I was going to bring out at one of my...
Oh my God.
But I didn't know how to do an AC for that or whatever, so I just like ended up using different ones. And there was too much water around anyway. So
Yeah,
just, like,
I would have laughed. I would have laughed so hard. Just like, right, yeah, we're just doing Attack of the Titans right now. We just got giant scorpions. Who's going to release the Kraken? And where's Medusa at? Like, literally.
And I know we're just jumping around now, listeners. We're just hanging out and talking about it.
What tea break's all about.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you enjoying your tea?
I finished my honey. It wasn't even tea. It was just hot honey.
Hot honey.
And water?
Yeah, and water.
Okay,
Oh.
I was like...
No way, a
makes more
full
sense.
glass of honey? That would be crazy. That I would be
I was-
buzzing.
I was thinking that, but like, it was like, to each his own, I guess. Like,
No, honey is very good for your throat when you're talking a lot. And I'm going to be talking a lot today, so. In episode 2, I want to talk about that specifically, because that is kind of... Like, episode 1 was... We're getting introduced, we're getting into it. We had the skeletons pop up, and I think that is when you do go down to 1 hit point, Luke, if I'm correct.
that's correct.
But actually, let's focus on that first, because the dog rolled a natural 20, which obviously is why. Luke went and got such a bad hit.
Mhm.
But then, yeah, it goes back to, I don't think we ever address it or reference it again after that. Oh,
The
no,
dog.
but I die. That's it.
Yeah,
Yes.
you took it on for me. So
Yes.
thank you.
That's right. I died. Yes. I was like, I don't remember us ever referencing that. But what was your thinking like immediately when I was like, yeah, 9 HP gone?
I was like, oh, okay, good. Still got one. Time for a joke, I guess. Mike, but but yeah, that was super scary. It was like, wait, we get 3 lives, right? I'm not just gonna.
Yeah.
You're not just gonna permanently kill me in like the first episode, right?
Well.
Then we cut it, and I'm like, oh, I gotta remember this now. remember to die in episode 2.
I was gonna say, my sister was very disturbed by the fact that, or she was shocked when she heard Luke and it went bleep because she was like, she
Yes.
was listening to, she was like, what did Luke say? That needed to be bleeped out, and then it just went.
Yes.
She was telling me that she was shocked and then like just laughing because she was like, what? Because he just ended up putting a bunch of bleeps over. What were you saying again? Were you saying Mike?
He was just saying Mike.
He was
just saying Mike,
Yeah.
Mike. And I was just...
Which I hope is a joke that continues, and Mike is
Sure.
okay with it.
Yeah.
I think I asked about it. I think he's fine with it.
I think he's fine.
I like substituting swear words for the word Mike just because of what happened.
Let's just make sure it doesn't turn into Karen. You know how I feel like Karen has become such a bad word. I don't understand it. It's apparently it's like, don't be a Karen. I don't know.
Should we?
Don't be a Karen.
Should we take this time to explain the meme?
Please.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we got to educate our...
Go, Lee. You're smart.
I always thought it was just because of Carol Baskins. That's what I honestly thought it was.
But it's
no,
Karen,
because if you
not
got-
Carol.
It's Karen, not Carol.
Yeah.
So I might like. What,
I have
but
no idea.
It's always used. It's always used when like women are like ranting and they're like, "Oh, don't be a Karen." Like
Yeah.
whenever one seems to complain or whatever, they always go like, "Oh, here's another Karen."
I think it's just likely for a Karen to be a type of person who is like that, I guess. Or
Who's
people
just
associate.
I
Very
don't know.
white, very privileged kind of individual.
Right. That would make sense.
It has connotations of like middle-aged, short hair, blonde, white wasp woman who is just very like
Opinionative.
more like privileged. Where it was like,
Right.
this food was lukewarm, so can I see your manager?
Right. Okay. Yeah. I said I don't know. I don't like that kind of thing. But Mike is fine. I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's funny. Every time we say Mike in the tea break, we'll also bleep it out. We'll just keep going.
Thank you. And no one will ever know what it means except for if you go to the
Yeah.
Patreon.
No, not even the Patreon. Just keep
No.
doing it. And
One
every
of the
time we
tier
try to
levels now is
explain
good.
it here,
Don't
I'm
do
always
it,
gonna
Mike.
bleep it out.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you should. Maybe in like the episodes, but not in the tea breaks.
Yeah, like even in the episodes where he shows up, leave him.
Yes.
Keep going.
Okay, it's funny to joke about, but don't actually do this because it'll be so annoying.
Every time he talks.
I don't think Mike will approve of that.
No, I wouldn't do it every time he talks. But every time I said, Mike, it's your turn, then I just...
Or, like elevator or on hold music, and then it ends. Like you're like, "Oh yeah, good go, Mike. That was good."
Yes. So then in episode 2, everything continues to go wrong. Like, I go blind, Luke is stuck in the floor, my son had a nosebleed galore.
Sam became a tree and couldn't do anything for
Yes.
like the rest of the episode.
The rest of the episode in episode 3 as well.
And most of episode 3 as well, yeah.
I think he's in like the last 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes of the episode, where he's like, I can do things, I have a turn.
I'm a real boy.
Oh yeah, I'm a
Real
real
boy.
boy. Yeah, tree. And then the cannibals come out. Oh, that was something I wanted to ask Sam about, because when the cannibals came out, Sam, we failed the check.
Mhm.
We would have been enticed to them and we would have wanted to go over, right?
No,
Oh, okay.
give me 2 seconds. I have it up.
Because I think they were inviting us over for dinner.
Yes, they were. But if you had rolled higher, you would have realized that they were wanting to have you for dinner, not just over for dinner. But yeah.
And Lee and I both rolled, like Lee rolled a natural 1 and I rolled low. And I just went off of what Lee said. Because I was like, hey, I don't want to die either. So, but like at one point, Lee, you were like, you know what? There's too much going on. I'm gonna, like, I think you took the natural 1 as meaning you were so overwhelmed you couldn't do anything. Which I was like, you know what? That's fine. That's a fine excuse for me. I don't know if anybody else is going to call him out for it, but I'm not going to call him out because I also rolled 6. So
I did not know what was happening at that point.
yeah, see, I think we all got away with it. But yeah, I do want to recognize that I think we did play that wrong. But hey, we all survived.
Interesting enough, I also had a cheetah ready. So Lee would have got a cheetah. Had that one come up. And so I had quite a few animals, like a gorilla, a cheetah, bats, you know.
Yeah, yours never came up. Like every time they rolled, it was always one of us. And it was like, I think yours came up once, but I have a spreadsheet of every roll, if anybody rolled on it. And I put your guys' names in those spots and they just never came up. It was crazy.
Oh, I was wondering how you did that.
Yeah, I counted every tile, and then I put your guys' name. And,
got it.
Yeah. Randomly. I didn't choose. I just put them in.
Yeah.
And yeah, you guys just kept popping up.
I thought you were just going in order, like, initially.
No. I had a spreadsheet from 1 to, I think 1 was 28, 1 was 32, 1 was 34, and then I think there was another 32.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Jumanji board's so weird how there was different set of tiles.
Yeah, everyone has their own path. Well, there are a few shared ones, but...
Yeah, but I mean like the amount of each tile.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because there was one path that had 28 tiles, so that was an easy get there. And I think that was Luke's one. That's why you only had 1 left, to where I had 9 or something like that.
And well, I still had 20.
Yeah, well, you were a tree. And then I think episode 3, I don't know if it was the fact that we all come together after a while and this, like, we came back to play Jumanji, like we've been doing a lot of other things, and I'm like, let's finish Jumanji, and then we all came with a good attitude, and we all kind of unitedly got through it. If you know, with Davida getting Luke or me with a rope, and we're all helping to pull. It was a very united front. But to get to that point, I had to roll to switch bodies, and yeah, that was confusing for everybody, I think.
It was. And I think another thing was that I thought was like crazy. Well, it was the whole thing about if you weren't in water, you were dying.
Yes.
And when you did die, I was like, oh my goodness, because I forgot you had lives on your arms. And I totally freaked out.
That's so funny. I didn't know you forgot about that.
I totally forgot that you had multiple lives, and I was like...
Yes. Yeah, I was like, Davida, let me die. Like, there's nothing you can do.
It's like, I shoved him in the water. Like...
It's not even your turn. How are you doing this? But yeah, it was very funny. Like how intense you got about it. Or like how back and forth we even got with like, okay, so am I rolling for Luke or is Luke rolling for Luke? Or like I honestly didn't want to make that decision. That's why I was like, who rolls the biggest insight? And then Davida rolled it and she made the rule. And then I went off of it, and then again, 2 minutes later, we continued to argue about whose turn is it.
That's what also confused me as well. Luke was... Yeah, I think I had a second meltdown, because when you were switching in and out of bodies, I was like, right, I'm already confused what's going on. I'm even more confused now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, off switch. Just power down, Lee. You'll eventually figure it out. But yeah.
Okay. I wanted to mention one more that would have come up, and I think that everybody would have loved this one, but it just never like it never was like suitable. I felt like to show it, but one of my tiles was you get to choose to have an ally.
Oh yes, yeah.
And this ally could be from any movie or TV show or something, but it just can't have godlike powers. But other than that, like, I was like, that would have been so crazy because, like, to me, it's like, you know, in Super Smash Brothers, you get the little like trophies, and you can like toss the trophy, and the like helper comes to like. So I'm thinking something like that, you know. So, but I was like, I have no idea. I wouldn't have had any idea how the mechanics of that would work either. So I was just like, I mean, we'll see. But like, it would have been hilarious just so randomly. I would, you know, be fun to see who you guys would have chosen, I guess.
Definitely.
I feel like I would have like chosen like Dwayne the Rock Johnson or something, you know, like because he was in the Jumanji movie or something like that. I probably would have had Bosk.
But no godlike powers.
Rock up. That's what.
It's true.
Did you say Austin Powers?
No godlike powers. Dwayne the Rock Johnson would have godlike powers. His
No,
smolder.
The actor.
His smolder.
You just have his smoldering look.
Did I tell you he smiled in my general direction? I was in a I was in a audience for a TV show that he was hosting.
Oh, cool.
Was it like some, you know, like competition?
Like, it
the
was
strongest
like
person thing.
That's what it is. Strongest person. You didn't tell us. No.
Audience background, and so he came out and like said hello to the. I'm just like flinging. He said hello to the audience, and like he looked in my direction, and like that beaming smile, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You can't
I love hearing because at random times Davida will mention that she's a celebrity or she's met somebody. Out of nowhere, she's like, "Oh yeah, and I was in Birds of Prey," and like, yeah, just
you know.
Oh, look me up! I'm on IMDb.
Yeah, I checked.
There you go. She just casually drops that bombshell sometimes. You're like, yeah, I got an IMDb. How are you doing? Like, I
was shocked when I
was an extra in that film. How's it going? Yeah. Right.
I was shocked when I saw that I had an IMDb because it must have been like I was in like some film class at the community center, and the person who was leading it actually does make films, and I think she like put my like submitted me to IMDb for like creating a short film. And so, I'm on there as a producer, actor, and director and writer for this short film that I like won an award for.
Nice. Well, there you go. We have a celebrity.
Just serendipitous because I start off saying I'm the celebrity.
Oh, yes, that's it.
I'm the double celebrity.
So back to the episode. Episode 3, we switch bodies. I have sight again. Lee gets super confused. Davida and Luke both become champions of this tree, and the siren shows up. And I don't know how or what you were drinking, Luke, with the siren, but you were like, I really, like, you yourself was like, I really want to be there. And even when you weren't enticed, you were like, am I still flirting with her? Like,
you should have given him inspiration for that move, honestly.
Hey, anybody could have given inspiration. Just like you, Luke gave Davida inspiration. Anybody else could have given him inspiration.
What?
We can do that? We can just be like,
no, that was that during Jumanji. I wasn't the main I was the main GM, but you guys were all also dictating things.
That's true.
Oh man, at any point we could have been like, oh yeah, Lee's handsome, so.
Yeah, you guys gave me inspiration for my cookies, right?
I did, because I lied so well.
I don't think I ever used that.
No, you also in the episode were saying, oh man, that Nat 1 I could have used my inspiration on. And yeah.
But that's also going to be part of my like real world character is I'm going to become increasingly more and more obsessed with getting fan art drawn about me. That eventually I'm just going to.
You already are like that.
I know, but it'll get worse. So somebody do it. Somebody bite
Okay, and then you're going to become like one of those iconic villains who like traps everyone until they like draw fan art of you.
That's weird.
What do you mean become?
Pardon?
What do you mean become?
Exactly, become. Yeah. He's not.
Right. You're already the supervillain, aren't you?
The whole Jumanji experience, what did you guys feel? Like, did you enjoy the game? Did you enjoy how we played it?
I think for a lot of the time it was a bit wooden.
yeah, how did it feel to be a tree that whole time? Were you like offended that I made you skip 2 turns in Jumanji?
It is hard to be offended as a tree.
Not if you're on the fence.
Well, the thing is, I didn't take offense because no one turned me into offense.
But
So, so what did everybody else feel?
I'm still trying to think of a good joke. Like, you don't have to be a birch about it.
Anyways.
Leave me alone.
Oh, goodness. Okay, enough of the fun.
I enjoyed it. It was very fun, and I like the idea. And I would like to do some more in the future.
Yeah, we're hopefully doing different things coming up. I have a few. And
yeah,
the coming up, I can spoil this because we've finished it. With Davida running her first game with Goat Party.
Yeah.
And so watch out for that, where Luke, me, and Isaac are goats trying to join a party, get cake, and we cause havoc and not get kicked out. With the amazing, I don't know if it's like scenery, but amazing direction and help from Davida as she runs the game and guides us through what goes on. And anything else you want to say about that, Davida?
I'll make it a little bit of a tease. So it is based off of something in a movie, and I know that this, like the party is, but I won't tell you what it is. You guys will have to wait and listen to it. But are we still posting these on YouTube?
So I've reposted it.
Okay.
I've reimagined YouTube for us. I was gonna do it where we were video, and we were gonna do this, and we might do that one day. But I'm still trying to figure that out because I'm not camera ready.
I was gonna say we aren't sharing our faces to Patreon or anything, right? Because I could look a lot better than this.
No, we're not sharing anything. But I
don't even have a face.
Yeah, you don't. You're a voice in the sky. What I'm doing is basically just putting the audio out there, but with more visual aspect of like the sound. You can see the sound waves and see the words on YouTube. I thought it was better for at least the hearing impaired to be able to do that. So we've released all of the prologue, and episode 1 and 2 I'm going to release tonight. But only Animal Kingdom so far. I'm only going to release Animal Kingdom.
Got it.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about that.
For now. I mean, I might release the rest later, but...
Okay.
Any thoughts about Jumanji, Davida?
Well, yeah, I feel like it was pretty fun. I even if I wasn't actually rolling, I feel like it was less risky or whatever for me. But I did like playing. It was fun. I was a little confused for a lot of it actually, because it was the first time playing. I mean,
yeah.
It was still pretty early on my, when we first started it, because we started recording it like about a year ago or whatever. Yeah. So I was still like figuring out the mechanics of D&D at the same time. So I was like, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, no, it ended up being pretty fun, and yeah, I enjoyed it.
Cool, great. Anything for you, Lee? Did you enjoy? What are your overall? How was your experience playing the game?
I think it was pretty cool, just because it was one or two of your first ever homebrews. I thought it was a really good idea. I liked the first time I could actually use roll D20 or whatever it's called.
Yeah, roll 20.
Yeah, you had the board and you animated it, so it made you feel like you were playing the game, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, I was hoping for that.
Yeah, like it's not too shabby. Like I did feel like in parts, like I feel like we're in that kind of universe of like crazy stuff is happening. Even though I was drunk and pretty much had a meltdown a couple of times because I was so confused. I had a blast doing it.
Cool.
I didn't use my chainsword,
no.
which I regret not using it. So I was really sad. I just
well,
made
maybe
a
there's another
flamethrower.
time.
Yeah. You'll just casually drop it in another game of some sort, and I'll be like, yeah, mine.
Yes. Yeah.
Goru now has a chainsaw.
No, the Animal Kingdom.
Goro
I've had this conversation with somebody recently that we need to be in-game universe.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, so I enjoyed making it. I enjoyed playing it, and I enjoyed the surprises that came along with it for me, anyways. Like the going blind and all that. I was like, wow, I would have never made something like this. So yeah, I appreciate all the collaboration and that we all came together in the end and we won it. I definitely thought one of us was gonna die at some point, like completely. Mainly Luke.
It was pretty
but,
close.
Yeah. Well, that is Tea Break. I think we're gonna end it there. Thank you for listening. Right before I hand it over to to Davida, I'm already thinking in game. I want to just drop that 2 things that she probably doesn't know yet. That we have changed our email to hello@rollingacrossthepond.com. So if you want to email us anything, that's where you go. And that our merch store, we have a merch store. I think this is going to be the first one that comes out with this part. It has our characters from Animal Kingdom, or some of them anyways. We'll have more and more, and a few other things. So you can get fun stuff there, as well as we are collaborating, or I'm showing support for what's happening in Ukraine with partnering with a few friends of mine. They work with an organization that is in the heart of in Kiev right now, and they're doing amazing things. And if you go to the merch store and you buy one of the products that are associated with them, we'll give them that money immediately. So yeah, just wanted to drop that in. And visit our website to get more information on that. Go to the merch store spot and even the collaboration area where you can find updates on what's happening in Ukraine from their perspective. All right, over to you, Davida.
All right. Yeah, pretty much what I just said, but also check out our Instagram and our Facebook, Twitter.
I'm more active on Twitter now. Like, I try to tweet once a day.
Okay. I don't have Twitter, so that's why I was like, I don't even know if we have that.
Yeah, we have Twitter and Facebook. I actually don't do very much on Facebook, but Instagram and Twitter are basically the main communications that we have.
Yeah, I mean, come on, get like updated. Like Facebook is so old school now.
Get a TikTok,
I'm barely
man.
on Facebook.
Yes.
Get a TikTok. Come on.
Bruh.
So Instagram and Twitter are primary socials, so you can check out there, comment on any of our posts, ask questions there. We'll try and answer our questions on the posts too. If you guys if you see our posts, so you should follow us on those for sure. Give your little comments and opinions, and we'll definitely see those. So yeah, check out those, and then check out our Patreon if you'd like to help support us some more, help us get possibly some better equipment, or even just help us keep making content, and so that Jesse can get paid. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Tell your
I'll take
friends. We want more people to listen. I have so much fun here, and so I want you guys to listen to us having fun too. Anyway.
Actually, and to add to that, if you have any metagame ideas, if you're like, I would love to see you guys play through this, let us know.
Yes.
And we will go for it.
For sure.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.